Welcome back to the New Equity Network show, broadcasting to you live on the Dallas Business Authority, KBCE 1160 AM. All right, I'm speaking with Ermanno Santilli, and he is the CEO of MagneGas. Symbol on this company is MNGA. All right, Ermanno, I wanted to see if we could pick up where we left off, because you were talking about the impact that MagneGas has on a variety of markets, and it's really prolific. But you also mentioned in the previous segment that you're going to get some co-combustion certificates. What's going to happen when those show up?
Well, I've always said that being the only technology we believe that reduces CO2 and saves money, I think it's going to be a fantastic shakeup to the energy industry, something akin to the advent of nuclear power. It's going to rebalance the demand for coal, the demand for gas. It's going to be fantastic. The typical coal-fired power plant operates at a efficiency of 35 to 40%. If you can add 10 points to that, let alone 2 points to that, it's a strategic event for the energy industry, and that's exactly what we're thinking we're going to be doing.
Okay, and give us an example of the sectors in the energy industry that you're going to be penetrating, and then some of the hurdles that you're facing, and then how you're overcoming them. Yeah,
well, the energy markets are like many of the markets that we're penetrating are quite mature. But when a market is in crisis, such as coal, they're much more open for technology which is disruptive, such as MagneGas. But we believe that the coal market will be the tip of the iceberg, because when people realize that we have this technology, it's made in America, they're going to start asking a lot of questions about how is it possible, how can you achieve that flame temperature, and then that's going to lead to other areas such as incineration, such as medical waste disposal, and such as heavy oils as well. So what we're planning on doing is basically taking the revenue from coal and starting to invest it into some of these other markets that we believe could be quite large as well.
All right, well, like
the incineration and the heavy oils. I mean, a lot of these, incineration is very problematic, but if we go back to the Caribbean, right, they export their trash and they import their energy. If they could use their trash to safely and cleanly produce energy, it would be a complete change for the entire Caribbean area. And America, which is filling up its landfills, and all these other countries that have a lot of landfill, we're making it safe again to be able to burn trash safely.
Are you getting any indications of interest from outside the borders of the United States yet on this technology?
Yes. The industrial gas side has been a slow-moving one in respect to international, although we are working in several markets that are close to here, Mexico, Canada, the Caribbean. On the agricultural side, there's been a lot of interest in Europe and somewhat in Asia as well. On the co-combustion side, it's a very small community. The coal combustion community is very small, so word travels very fast. We've had a lot of interest from parts of Europe, all over the United States and the Americas, and a lot of interest now also in Asia.
Okay. The penetration in these markets, where do you sit with any kind of competition, and what would you do to keep your competitive edge?
Well, even with patents, and last year we raised, I think, 10 or 11 patents alone. A patent will only give you so much protection when you're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars at stake. So the only real protection we have is innovation. So we're going to continue to invest in innovation and research and development. And ultimately, we know that we need to partner with a large energy company or a large company that's serving the energy, such as a GE or a Siemens. But right now, we are being supported by this very large power company who is kind of overseeing the tests, and we are in discussions with them about what the next steps are.
Okay. All right. And as you see in the future, where's the company going? I mean, obviously expand your market, but I mean, there are things that you can say. Of course, don't get yourself in trouble saying them, but there are things that you can say that to give the investors and the users of your product some insights.
Yeah, well, our strategic objective in respect to, say, a 5-year plan is that we expect to have penetrated successfully the industrial gas sector at a national scale, or at a minimum at a regional scale. The industrial gas industry hasn't had a lot of innovation in it in respect to how do you innovate acetylene or propane or oxygen or argon. You just can package it differently, so it's really just a price battle every time you're trying to sell it. If I called 100 customers and offered them acetylene, I'd get maybe 2 who are interested. If I call 100 customers and say I have MagneGas, which is safer, faster, and will save you money, I'm going to get a much higher percentage rate. They want to buy MagneGas, and we sell them everything else. So it's really a door opener for growth in the industrial gas business. When that is realized and when we hit the tipping point, we would probably sell off the industrial gas business, and that we would take that, we would reinvest it into energy and agriculture. Our objective is to have several units placed in the agriculture sector, and we would expect to have 3 to 5 units placed at energy, where most of them in coal, but also once the coal comes out and the market realizes what we can do, there's going to be an accelerated push to these other energy types that I discussed, such as oils.
From the business side, again, on your products, is this something that sounds like it's just going to really set the entire industry sector on its ear when this takes hold? How are you getting the word out to people to shake hands, because it is a tight knit and it's a good old boy club. I mean, this sector is tough to get into.
Yes, and in fairness, I can understand. This is an industry that fights over a fraction of a percentage of efficiency,
right.
And then we come around and say, well, we can give you an extra 10 or 20 points of efficiency on coal.
It's epic.
We can reduce your CO2 by 30%. There's a lot of incredulous stares in the room. So, but everybody's paying attention now because they're realizing that one of the largest power companies in America, their independent lab is working with us on it. So this is not a pipe dream. This is not a Hail Mary. That we have achieved it, and all we're doing now is verifying the claims at this stage. Once that verification stage is complete and that report is made public, I think there's going to be a flurry of activity, and that, it's going to be a very exciting time for MagneGas and our investors.
All right. If I may be so bold as to ask, do you have an idea on a time frame for completion of the verification process?
We are shooting for Q2.
Okay.
That may slip depending on what the requirements are. The power company's independent lab is understandably very careful to triple check everything. We've actually hired a second independent company to provide 2 independent verifications of these claims at the same time. So it's not just the power company's independent lab; it's other independent labs as well. But our objective is Q2.
I can see that this is going to be a product in demand, process in demand, a technology in demand on really the highest levels. I mean, governments from all over the world would want to employ this process, not just multinational corporations.
Yes, and we are very cognizant that we have to be very careful about certain markets where IP can be at risk, and we're not going to be going into markets where that is without the backing of either a government or a very large corporation.
Wow. All right. We're at the end of our segment. I really appreciate you coming on to the show. Are there any events coming up where people who are interested in your technology can come and see you and shake hands with you?
We periodically have demonstrations for customers. We just had basically a customer open house that we have annually. I think around this time next year we will be having something, but we are planning on moving into a new facility, at which time we will have some sort of a new facility invitation for customers and investors.
All right. Ermanno, thank you so much for taking the time of being on our show. I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Ermanno Santilli, MagneGas, symbol MNGA, and the web address is magnegas.com. I want to thank everybody for participating with us in the show. If you have an innovative product, an innovative idea, give us a call. We're looking for those kind of people to bring onto the show and help create more commerce for everybody. Once again, thanks all everybody for participating. Good luck, good trading. Talk to you again.